What we've helped to create is a partnership with nature.
A sustainable world to explore by reusing what already exists on the surface.
All while making an authentic experience for everybody that's unlike anything in this world.
So the Coastal Resource Team is made up of 3 of us. All of us have a background in marine biology. All have worked for the state. Some of us have worked for the federal government in a bunch of different natural resource capacities. We work on a number of projects, anything from offshore artificial reef deployment, lionfish control, beach restoration, turtle surveys and monitoring. The list is quite long. Pretty much anything that has to do with the coast, and if we can tie that back to tourism, that's certainly a benefit. It's a pretty unique setup here in Destin-Fort Walton Beach, where our positions actually fall within the tourism department, which allows us to do a lot of things that maybe some other destinations aren't able to do. As long as we can tie it back to tourism, we can pursue those projects. We're trying to provide additional things for those people to do, more destinations for people to visit, whether it be offshore, going fishing at some of the artificial reefs, going diving and actually having a purpose, whether it be removing marine debris, harvesting lionfish, bringing them back to our restaurants here and having them prepare them. Also making sure that there's plenty of beach for people to enjoy. You know, when we have strong storms or as years go on, we may lose some of the sand that's on our beach. So doing projects that help build that beach back, help provide habitat for the native species at the same time is all a benefit. One of the projects that we've done here in Destin-Fort Walton Beach that no one else has ever done in the state of Florida or the country itself is install or deploy FADs, fish aggregating devices, which are essentially buoys that are deployed out in thousands of feet of water. They're about 60 to 80 miles from Destin-Fort Walton Beach, and the purpose is to provide a location for folks to go and target some of those pelagic species of fish that are a little bit harder to target here. Those can be your marlins, your tunas, mahi-mahi, wahoo. The list really does go on, but it also provides a really awesome location for research. Each of these FAD buoys actually has an acoustic data logger on it that can track fish movement. So if a fish swims by that has one of these unique tags, it detects it, and we work with a number of different universities and organizations throughout the United States to provide them with the data and work on understanding the movement of these different species. I guess one of the bread and butter projects here in Destin-Fort Walton is the artificial reefs. So since 2019, we've deployed hundreds of artificial reefs, ranging from prefabricated structures that are meant to be artificial reefs or meant to mimic the natural reefs, to large vessels, to concrete piles. These sites provide awesome habitat for our native species of fish, but they also provide awesome places for people to go diving and fishing.
Oh yeah!
And over just the last few years, the amount of folks coming to the destination to go diving on these sites has increased dramatically. And providing more fishing locations for people provides for a better experience, but it also benefits all those native species because it provides a place for them to seek refuge, and those sites aren't getting hit over and over and over again like they would if there were only a few sites in our destination.
What we do every day up here in Northwest Florida, the nesting season is May 1st to October 31st, and so we are surveying our beaches every single morning, and we are looking for sea turtle nests. If we find a sea turtle nest, we will mark it off with some stakes and some flagging tape, and then we will continue to monitor that nest every single day until it hatches. With me being out, on the beach almost every single morning, looking for these sea turtle nests and getting to monitor them, I also get to educate people about them. And what's really cool is I get to educate locals and tourists. When I am out on the beach in the morning, I am talking to people and I am teaching them about our sea turtles, because a lot of these people that come to our areas don't actually know that we have sea turtles that nest on our beaches. And so some of the other ways that we really try to promote education and outreach for sea turtle conservation, we do a nightly turtle talk. So we educate everyone about sea turtle nesting. We teach them about, the different threats that our sea turtles are facing and what they can do to help protect our sea turtles. Here, to a sea turtle, it would look completely black and completely dark. They would not know that there are lights anywhere. Yes. One way that is really easy to help protect our sea turtles is to conduct beach cleanups. We have really started doing a lot more with our beach cleanups. So we host 2 very large cleanups every single year, and we get hundreds of people coming out to help pick up trash off of our beaches and help keep it clean for not only our sea turtles, but our beachgoers and our shorebirds and anybody else who might want to inhabit our beaches. We also do a lot of underwater cleanups, which I think is what's really unique about our group and our destination, is that we go and we get a bunch of scuba divers together and we actually go and dive the fishing pier and remove fishing line that is getting caught up around those pier pilings or debris that might be settling down on the bottom. With these cleanup events, we get people of all ages. We get lots of families that are coming out to help clean up our beaches, and it's really great because these kids are getting to see firsthand, get that field experience of what we do in our daily jobs and what they can do to help protect our environment. They get to come out and they get to pick up trash, and when we do these kinds of things, we don't just pick up trash, we educate them and we teach them why doing this has such an impact on our environment and what they can do in the future to become future scientists and help keep protecting our environment and make it beautiful for everyone that comes to visit.
Yeah, every day is different for us. Anything from working in the office having to do paperwork to a majority of our stuff is out in the field. So we're on the boats, whether we're tagging sea turtles, doing collaborative research with state or federal university partners. Lionfish monitoring, we go out and do a lot of scuba diving related to that, remove lionfish from the environment, take data from those research opportunities. We also manage the no wake signs throughout the county to help support boating safety, but then also reduce coastal erosion and protect some of those seagrasses. It varies on the types of data that we collect. If we're doing lionfish, oftentimes we're using measurements and trying to get an idea of the size distribution and how that changes over time. If we're out doing work such as Goliath grouper monitoring, helping the state with their project to get a better idea of what the Goliath grouper population and distribution looks like. Those data are important for a variety of different reasons, whether it's scientific research or for people that are coming to the area to visit, go have fun. For example, if we're looking at cobia movement patterns, cobia is a very popular fishery in this area. So we can get a better idea of when cobia are moving through the area and whether those migrations, those movements have changed over time. When it comes to things like lionfish, those data help allow us to monitor the size distribution of the population. We also can use that information through a variety of outreach and education events that we have, such as the Emerald Coast Open, which is the world's largest lionfish tournament that we host here in Destin-Fort Walton Beach. Yeah, so a lot of fun activities that go on at the Emerald Coast Open. We have a number of divers that participate. They're out shooting as many fish as they can over a weekend-long tournament. Those divers come back in to the docks. We measure every single fish that comes through the weigh station, and those folks are competing for high value, lots of cash, lots of prizes and awards. Last year we had about 13,000 fish brought in for the tournament.
We're inviting you to experience our coastal resources with us
and return home with a greater understanding of the world where you live,
while enjoying lasting memories that span generations.